you want, whenever you want. Binge on full seasons and watch your favorite current shows like Community, South Park, Saturday Night Live, and more. Right now, my listeners can get an extended free trial of Hulu Plus by going to huluplus.com/Mike. That's huluplus.com/Mike.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, everybody. It's Thursday, and we all know what that means.
Cosby?
No, it's not Cosby. It hasn't been Cosby for 35 years, for God's sake.
Friends? Still what I think
No,
of.
not Friends. It's not TV. We're doing a podcast.
Oh, that's
New
right.
media,
That's
people.
right. Oh, yeah, we're wild.
Of course, it's on the radio in some places. Thank you very much.
2 places.
2 locations, Washington, D.C., and also Iowa.
Is there any overlap on the signal?
Casey Jaja.
Any overlap on the 2 signals?
From, probably on a really good night.
Yeah, clear night.
There might be.
There is.
I mean, actually, on a really, really, is it clear or cloudy that the signals travel fast?
It's cold. You want it to be winter.
It's not cold.
If you
Temperature
want-
doesn't have anything to do with it.
I think it does.
It's
Wintertime.
atmospheric conditions. It's not temperature. Well, is temperature an atmospheric condition?
Yes, it is.
Really? Okay, hey, thanks for both volunteering that one. Can we get to the mailbag, please? It's birthdays.
I love them.
Thank you.
Can
Great
you
to have you
dedicate
all.
this to Adam Sternberg, who also loves the birthdays?
Hello, Adam. How are you? It's great to have you listening, Adam Sternberg, and to all the Sternbergs of South Florida. Let me be the first one to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, it was fun to see him in the home movies complaining, wasn't it?
Adam Sternberg. Was he complaining?
But yeah, about the birthdays.
Oh, during the,
Yes,
the
during the
Spring Break
meeting.
Raw.
Yes.
Oh, I watched that. Anyway, now
Before or after you listen to the Raw?
tighter and brighter for your listening pleasure. Happy Thursday, everybody, and here are our birthdays. We start with a belated birthday wish to Bill Finn, who is now the same age that Wilford Brimley was when he made Cocoon.
Congratulations, Bill.
Rob likes to remind me of that. He's 50.
Yeah.
He'd like a greeting from WB. That's, of course, Wilford Brimley.
For those of you in the know.
Please.
I just want to say to Bill Finn, hope you don't get diabetes. And if you get diabetes, you will get older and you will die.
What if you swim with the pods?
Yeah, it's blue steel.
That's right.
Cat couldn't scratch it.
That's maybe the most horrifying thing ever committed to film.
Well, we're traveling to another in a spaceship to another planet. We won't get any older and we won't ever die.
Hey, when you get there, you're going to bone Tandy?
Jessica Tandy. No, she's married to Hume Cronin in the movie.
It doesn't mean they're dead. They can still swing.
I do an impression of Jessica Tandy.
Oh, no music for
Please.
this.
Have you ever heard my...
No.
This is my... Rob is going to laugh out loud at this because I've never done it
You're
before.
serious?
I'm serious.
All right.
Because it's one of the weird ones, and he's watched enough Jessica Tandy to know what I'm doing.
Yeah, the softcore.
This is my impression. It's not a verbal impression. It's just something she does, okay? My impression of Jessica Tandy. Thank you very much. That's her laugh. You know that laugh?
That's when she's being young and hot, not like the Miss Daisy. Miss Daisy was much too sour to do that.
Yeah, she laughs at the end, though. Oh, no, she laughs when she is at the birthday party for the older person in her family.
That's right. That's
Remember
right.
that?
Yeah, I do.
When she travels to, is it Alabama?
Does it matter?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nathan Monroe just turned 35, and his wife Diane wishes him a ducky birthday, everybody. Special greetings to our youngest TMOS listener, Julia Kenzie Roush, who was born last Wednesday. Her brothers Casey and Callahan still like her because she's not old enough to steal their toys yet.
That's cool.
Let me see. Both 52-year-old Bill Sniffen and history scholar Matt Regan.
Nah.
I love the bios. Would like birthday wishes from Mike's pinky finger. Okay, this is for Bill. This is for 52-year-old Bill Sniffen and history scholar Matt Regan. Well, I'd just like to say, those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it. Therefore, go out into the classrooms. Go out into the courtyards. Educate the masses. Tell them about the Han. Tell them.
Who are you?
I'm Mike's pinky finger.
Otherwise known as?
Winston Churchill, the bulldog. Thank you very much.
That's a favorite, isn't
number
it?
one blind TMOS fan.
What?
Or sighted. Isn't that the politically correct? Rob.
He wrote blind.
He wrote blind?
Yeah.
He did.
Well, maybe he didn't mean to type it.
Our number one blind TMOS fan, Tim Wolf, is observing his 7th annual 40th birthday, and his seeing eye dog, Wyatt, needs milk bones. Can Rob go out and get some? We need to get a dog treat right now. I know you have a dog now.
Yeah, I know he doesn't see, so I'll speak up. I'll be right back.
Oh, God.
I believe,
Way to
if
go.
I'm not mistaken, I think we've had Mr. Wolf in studio with us. He's a very nice guy.
Happy birthday, Tim. Have a wonderful birthday. Happy birthday today to Holland Taylor. Now, that is a movie star name.
That is a great name.
That is an amazing, The Great Gatsby. Revisited, starring Holland Taylor.
Good name.
Yes. Holland Taylor, this is a birthday greeting from his mom, his dad, and his brothers, Nicholas and Ryan. So I guess Holland
That's
is a
cool.
little one, probably.
Cool.
Hey, Holland, have a great birthday, Holland. We all like you on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Holland.
I don't know how old he is. Doesn't say
Can
here.
you do the Donald Duck for him?
Okay, Donald Duck sneezing for Holland.
Okay.
All right, Holland, take the pepper out of my hand, the imaginary pepper, and now shake it in my face. Okay, here it is. Now shake it.
Make no mistake, that was no more for Holland than it was for anyone except Oscar Santana.
He's 17.
Oscar does. There are elements of Oscar Santana that are childlike.
Yes.
All right,
like
here we
his
go.
wonderment.
Julian Van Hagar.
Who?
Julian Van Hagar turns 12 and wants nothing more than a birthday advice from Baltimore Billy Sikorsky. Well, I'm going to tell you this, okay? Speaking of sports, this is Baltimore Billy Sikorsky. Hey, Julian Van Hagar, I want to say keep rooting for them O's because they're right on the heels of the Boston Red Sox. And, you know, they just recently took 3 out of 4 from the Red Sox when he came to town. And Mike O'Mara was out for Father's Day, and he was out there with his bride, Carla, and he was pissed off because he's a Red Sox fan.
Hey, did you see Mike at the game?
I did. Boy, he's getting big. Thank you. All right. Anyway,
That's sad.
Saturday, Mr. Chris Carl, official. Mr. Chris Carl, officially?
Officially enters.
Saturday, Mr. Chris Carl officially entered his mid-40s, but does not want any cake or ice cream. He'd prefer some waffles and syrup served by Tracy Morgan. You want syrup with your waffles? Happy birthday to you, Chris Carl. I hope you have a great birthday, and I hope you get all the waffles and syrup you want.
You know, it was really an unexpected treat, Tracy. Could you say his name again?
Chris Carl. Hey, Chris Carl, you want some waffles? Very
Nice.
good. Leesburg's own Matt Dotson is now 17 and would love to hear Mike talk up Fly By Night by Rush.
You up for it?
I'm up for it, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
WTNT.
Fabulous high pressure over the Great Lake Huron, bringing us a spectacular string of days. 3 to 4 days of, 75 to 80 degree temperatures and beautiful sunny blue skies here in Washington, D.C. Fly By Night by Rush on WABA. That's the first post. And then the other one comes up right
That's
now.
an
when you
album
say-
rock post. I
Oh, yeah.
think you nailed it.
Happy
Killed it.
birthday, everybody.
Why try? No
Let me do it again. I'm not satisfied with that.
Mike,
I
you know
stumbled on the weather
Yeah,
forecast.
don't
you
do
crave
that.
satisfaction.
I know. Let's get it again. All right, here we go.
WTNT.
Celebrity look like a wait. No, sorry. I got to start it
Oh,
again. Sorry.
no.
I'm Logie today. All right,
I don't
stayed
think
up
so.
late
You
last
can
night.
do this.
All right, here we go.
Don't mess up.
Damn it.
WTNT.
Celebrity lookalike alert, here we go. Zdeno Chara, defenseman for the Boston Bruins, looks exactly like Matt Bloom, otherwise known as Ponyboy. If you disagree, let's get a picture of Ponyboy up online right now and compare it to Zdeno Chara, the fabulous defenseman for the Boston Bruins. They are practically twins. It's amazing, and Ponyboy never played hockey in his life.
Why try?
Thank you very much.
I'm sexually attracted to you when you do that.
Thank you very much, Oscar. And childlike
Not me.
joy out of the sneezing with
Yeah.
That might have been too
His
honest.
childlike wonderment.
Sacre bleu! Ooh la la! Jean-Michel Brunet is 29.
Van Neuf, Mike, Van Neuf.
Yes, Sacre Bleu. What is it, Van Neuf?
Van Neuf.
Is that the 29?
That is the 29.
Sacre Bleu, la la, Jean-Michel Brunet is 29 and requests our traditional birthday song. If we can all do it with our French accents.
Oui, oui.
Okay.
Surrender.
Okay, bonsoir. Last year, for her birthday, Terry Lettich, or Letiche,
I think it's Lettich.
Lettich got to kiss the Stanley Cup. This year, she gets a greeting from Mike. Talk about a letdown.
Nice.
I just read them when I'm seeing them.
Yeah, but the thing is that's two more things off the bucket list.
And I was crushed to know that there are actually 2 Stanley Cups.
Now,
I did not know that.
One they wear under the uniform, right?
No, there's one that travels around with the team after the real one that they win, and then there's that fake one that Carl and I saw up in Toronto, and it's very depressing.
Oh, no.
Is it an
You know that?
Is it
No.
identical?
I think Jimmy and I were having this discussion that there are 2 of them, and I was incredulous. I said, absolutely not. And then I went online immediately and confirmed the fact that there are 2 Stanley
Which
Cups.
one's the most important?
Probably the one that the players take like to Sweden and Russia.
Oh, they go
and places.
skydiving with?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And
it's
then-
like Gallagher.
it's just like Gallagher.
There's 2 of them.
And it's a ripoff. Anyway,
But it took a lot of letter writing.
Mike Loop is now officially 39 years old and humbly asked for Rob as Marcus Serta to acknowledge him. Mike Loop, Rob.
Hi, this is Omericast. Mike Loop, this is Marcus Zerda. Have you ever had a birthday? We're going to open up the phone lines now, but no one's going to call.
I will now do my impression. I will now do my impression of Marcus Serta because I need to get this off my chest. This is
Here we
based on
go.
a conversation I had with Marcus Serta earlier in the week. Rob, tell me just some wonderful stuff, okay?
Hey, you know what, Marcus? The show sounds great. My dog is healthy, and my family is delightful.
Well, it's going to be okay, Rob. Thank you very much. Okay, very good. Greg Dean has a birthday on June 22nd, and he wonders if he shares the date with any noted radio personalities.
That's the best
That is
birthday
a
letter
setup.
in 3 weeks.
That is a
Read
setup.
it again so Oscar pays attention.
Greg Dean has a birthday on June 22nd, and he wonders if he shares the date with any noted radio personalities.
I thought your birthday was last week.
Is that why we scheduled vacation?
Yeah.
To get away from giving him presents?
Yes, you do, Greg.
Any plans?
No, not really.
What would you like to do?
Put a new studio together. And finally,
What a celebration.
This Sunday is Matt Jackson's big day, and since Sunday is rest day, he'd appreciate a greeting from Brian Butterfield. Sunday is Matt Jackson's big day. That's right. You are going to lie on the couch. You are going to not take a shower. You are going to do whatever you want because your name is Matt Jackson and Brian Butterfield says you can do whatever you want to do.
You know what he should get for his birthday?
What's that?
A new belt.
A new belt. I lost so much weight, I had to get a brand new belt. Look at me. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's the letter of the week.
Oh, I love this.
This comes to us from Anthony Triola. Dear Mike, greetings from lovely Fort Hood, Texas. I am serving here as a senior warrant officer after spending 6 incredible years in Europe. I was the guy who sent you and the boys the rugby jerseys last year from Molesworth, England. I remember that.
I do too.
I have been a loyal listener since 1997, and these days my lovely fiancée Sarah and I never miss a show. You and the boys have kept this soldier laughing through 2 tours of Iraq, through good times and bad. This December I will be hanging up the uniform, retiring after 24 years in service. I'll put my
That's
hands together.
fantastic.
Congratulations.
That is truly amazing. 24 years in service. I hope you are proud to know that over half of that career was spent listening to you as Charlie, Arnold, and my favorite, the Frog, Larry King. Along the way, I have introduced my troops to the Don and Mike Show, the Mike O'Mara radio show and podcast, building the O'Mara Army one warrior at a time. Wow, what a great letter this is. Therefore, in honor of your continued service to those of us in uniform, I present you an official Warrant Officers Corps coin, resplendent with the rising eagle that represents the Warrant Corps. I have also include, let me see, he writes, Jesus, I'm drunk.
Yeah,
here.
he did a post edit on
I
that.
have also enclosed a Fort Hood the Third Corps coin, a Fort Hood 3 Corps coin. 3 Corps is doing great things for our country, both here and in Kabul, Afghanistan. I hope you're as proud as I am to show the 3 Corps colors. I hope I have that right.
I think you do.
I think it's 3 Corps colors.
think you're right.
And our symbol is that of
a caltrop used in ancient times as an anti-personnel weapon to slow the advance of horses and humans. In more modern times, caltrops are used against wheeled vehicles. Mike, I couldn't retire without sending you these small tokens of thanks for all you've done and all you continue to do for the men and women in uniform. From your participation in the Ride for the Warriors to your ceaseless support, our brothers and sisters in blue, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yours from Anthony Triola. I got through that without getting emotional because I got kind of emotional there. And here are the coins.
Two beautiful coins.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Oh, that's perfect.
Thank you, Anthony, and thank you for your service, man.
That is the greatest. That is
Thank
the
you.
greatest. That is the best way to start a show in the whole wide world.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
I shall pass through this world but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness that I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer or neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again.
Any cold pasta?
There was some ziti, but it all got eaten.
The whole tray? From last Sunday? Monsignor Jughead was here.
If you are referring to Father Intintola, yes, he was. He spent the night here.
The priest spent the night here. What happened?
Nothing.
Where was Anthony?
He was sleeping over at Jason's.
The priest spent the night here. Nothing happened. And you're telling me this because...
You might hear something. Take it the wrong way. His car was out front all night.
You know what? This is too f***ed up for me even to think about. What'd you guys do for 12 hours? Play, Name That Pope?
He gave me communion.
Oh, I'll bet he gave you communion.
Excuse me?
Well, Carmela, the guy spends the night here with you, and all he does is slip you a wafer?
That's verging on sacrilege.
Oh, I didn't mean to verge.
Well, you think I'm lying?
I don't know, but the whole thing sounds...
Would I have told you about it voluntarily if there'd been anything to be ashamed of? Do I look like the friggin' Thornbird over here?
He's a fag. That's it. Because otherwise, I got to question what I'm hearing here.
Oh, Tony, you are a sketch. Oh, by the way, your therapist called. Jennifer?
Tom, I just thought you'd think it was weird if I saw a woman psychiatrist, that's all. Tom, come on! It's just therapy, that's all. We just talk.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
Live from Studio 1K in the Fiberplex Broadcast Center, this is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are downloaded worldwide 18 million times and powered by Encore Insurance. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, 102.9 FM WTNT in D.C., and also the mighty 1630 KCJJ in Iowa. Our show today is brought to you by the great folks at Score Big Soul. I think I'll do the spot like Jackie Mason.
I'd like that.
So you want to go to a baseball game, but you don't want to break the bank. Huh? You know, so many times you want to go to a sporting event and you say, oh, is that the price of the game? My God, I can buy a car for that price. What's that? That's a sporting event? I got to pay that. I got to go into my wallet. I got to get all the money out. I got to tap out all my credit cards just to take my family abroad to a stupid little baseball game.
Jackie?
I don't understand. Yes.
Is value important to you?
Value is very important. Boy, gee, I sure wish that I could go to a website that saved me 60% on a ball game. That would be really special. How about Score Big? That would be good.
You can do that.
I can do that at Score Big. Anyway, you need to go to scorebig.com. You can save up to 60% on great seats. That's right, I said correctly. 60%, people. Every ticket at scorebig.com is below box office price, and there are never any fees ever. That's my favorite part. Yeah. Because so many times, you know, you get an astronomical ticket price to start with, and then when you check out, you say, well, what the hell's that for? And it's just this made-up fee. They don't have that at scorebig.com. Every Major League team is available, and Scorebig also has tickets to great concerts, family events, and NFL tickets are available right now.
Yes, right now.
Right now. And here is an exclusive offer for TMOS listeners. Go to scorebig.com, click on the radio button, and enter our code TMOS, and Scorebig will take an additional $15 off your first purchase. Great seats below box office and $15 off with your TMOS code. Scorebig.com, the smart way to have fun, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we have to talk about what everybody's talking about today because it is strange the way things affect you. You never know
so true.
What's going to be be something that's going to hit you like a ton of bricks and make you feel sad. And, this is, there have been celebrity deaths that have affected me more deeply, but this one was surprisingly moving to me. I really was banged up and sad over the loss of James Gandolfini.
So unexpected.
And I think for two reasons. I think, number one, when we lose anybody that young, it's very, very sad.
He's 51, right?
Yeah, very frustrating, and so he's too young to go. And the other thing is, The Sopranos has been out of the national consciousness for a while now, and we forgot just how iconic that show was and how affected we all were. Everybody watched that. Everybody talked about that.
They said that show was responsible for more people ordering HBO than any other reason. And, Carrie and I were just married then, had no money. We'd order HBO for the season and then cancel it. We would order HBO just to have The Sopranos every Sunday night.
It was truly it's so great when it's like a gift to the American people.
Truly.
I mean, we love our televisions. We love to have a show that strikes our national consciousness, and I think that's why people are as affected by this passing, because, in the back of our minds, we might say to ourselves, maybe he's got something else he's going to do for us. Because it's like a present.
You hope.
Well,
it's like a gift.
We talked a few weeks ago about most of the people in the show doing a kids show, doing a movie with Gibby from iCarly, and we were excited just to see the group together again.
Absolutely.
And it's that much.
Outside of his general range as an actor, and you would see him in roles here and there. I mean, he was in Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
I
played
guess
the
that's
CIA director.
His last one, right?
Yeah. And as you sat there and you'd be like, oh, that's great, but you always... A big part of me would always hope that there was going to be a movie eventually. And I know that David Chase had said there wasn't going to be a movie, and there had been rumors at all times there's going to be a Sopranos movie.
Right.
But you do, in a weird way, because time flies and we forget and we take things for granted, especially as an audience, because what The Sopranos did for TV entertainment was really a kind of a watershed moment where they made the way that you watch TV at home, even on a premium channel, they changed the way we looked at those shows.
Right. Well, even more than that, though. They made it, and I heard someone say it today, that it became, you could put movie theater styled entertainment on television, and they opened the door for it. I mean, this was the first guy that turned in a performance that the people, like, say, Jeff Bridges, who's doing that newsroom show now, he would never look to do television because he's a movie star.
Broke open those doors.
Yeah,
Do you remember how frustrated we all would get based on their production schedule?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember how we would feel so personally ripped off where the season of The Sopranos would end and then they said they're coming back in a year and a half, and we'd be like, what?
I know, but
that's not right. That's not
but
fair.
it was
like they owed it to us.
It was a great 12 weeks when we had it.
It was fantastic.
I mean, really, every Sunday night.
Yeah, it was. It was great.
So 51, I didn't realize, and as you kind of get into what his life and what he'd done as an actor, he started that role when he was 35.
Yeah, he
God,
did.
was he that young?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Hard to believe, isn't
Right?
it? 'Cause
I'm 35.
He played older. He
and he did
played
it so
much
well.
And he was so young and handsome then.
That's what age will do.
No, he really
that's
did.
what weight will do.
When
Let's
you
be
see,
honest.
I had to go back when I pulled that tape. I amazingly did not have that tape canned. The whole tray.
The whole tray.
So I had to figure out what
see,
episode
there I
it
go.
was.
I wasn't going to do that.
No,
today.
that's a tribute.
You know, really, for me personally, I mean, in my career, being a radio impressionist and finding one that I could do that accurately, and then doing it in such a unique way,
And the only one who could do it.
it was so much fun. I'm sure there were other James.
What was your
Gandolfini
methodology
impersonators.
to getting to be James Gandolfini?
Well,
and
the
getting
way
to be Tony Soprano?
the way the impression worked was everybody. A lot of people did Tony Soprano, and Tony Soprano was. I had the vocal ability to do it. There are people that you do where you have to really work hard, and then there are people that match your vocal quality.
Okay.
And all I have to do is constrict my throat and go, hi, how are you, like that, and then it comes out like that.
But you
and
see,
so,
a lot of people did Tony, but you're the only person that ever did James Gandolfini.
Well, that was born, and this is where he affected us on the show, on the old Don and Mike show. Rob goes up. We send Rob up to the HBO premiere of The Sopranos.
I actually got to go for the second and third season premiere. It was amazing.
It was one of the early moments where Rob got a little lit at the party, and you hear Rob doing this. I think it was Carm, where you're so pretty and so put upon.
I had awkward moments with her. I never got one-on-one
with Edie Falco. He's doing an interview with Edie Falco.
Never got one-on-one with James Gandolfini, but stalked him.
He stalked him, but Rob got some really great tape that.
But
we
he was
had
hammered?
He got loaded.
Messy.
And we, well, your dad was up there with you, right?
Here's the great thing. For the second season, it was me and Homo Joe.
Where's the one where you interviewed? Let me just ask you this:
What's that?
When you interviewed Edie Falco,
Third
it said,
season.
you're so pretty and you're so put upon,
And that was great because
that was the second season. Was that the same one where he was getting his coat?
the third season was the coat.
Okay, and that's where you went up again.
Yeah.
You went up to 2 premieres.
Yes, yeah.
Season 2 and season 3.
And it was funny because the second season, it hadn't exploded yet. The second season premiere was in a screening room at the Time Warner building. Just
Okay.
like a conference
A private
room.
theater.
How many people in the theater?
I would say 35.
Really?
The third season premiere was in a little venue called Radio City Music Hall.
That just shows the
blew
progress of the show.
up.
Really, there were 35 people in the second season?
About, yeah.
And that's when it was just starting to, gain some traction. And Rob goes up, and out of the entire evening, the only thing, because Rob was stalking James Gandolfini, what Rob
As
got,
the world was that night.
Yeah.
Rob got, did you get any direct contact with him?
No, just
But
watched him with Robert Eiler, who played his son.
You mic'd him. Mm-hmm. And out of Rob miking James Gandolfini, you heard him ask Robert Eiler for his coat.
Robert, where's the coat?
Robert, where's the coat?
I remember
Robert,
that.
will you get my coat?
Yeah.
And what was born out of that was, boy, that doesn't sound like Tony Soprano.
all, yeah.
That sounds like a very gentle, very kind, kind of
Reserved
classic actor.
Yeah.
And out of that came the way I did the impression, which more often than not was I would do Tony Soprano and I would do James Gandolfini. So for that, to have something that's that iconic, that allows me to make so much hay on my own show by doing that impression. It was really, I'm grateful to the guy. I have to say, it was an impression that wasn't based on him being a jerk.
No.
It was completely based on his character, and that what he might sound like as the regular actor James Gandolfini. And I feel, it was just, Rob texted me yesterday with it, and it was, it was like a kick in the nuts. It really was.
I have in the audio vault great examples, so do stick around, folks, of him as James Gandolfini and him as Tony Soprano, and the difference is great.
They talked about today, I was watching one of the pieces today, and they talked about his eyes, his sad eyes. And
Yes.
when you go back and you look at the filmography of James Gandolfini and you see some of the things, I noticed James Gandolfini in Crimson Tide with Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman. And I'm watching him, and there's one scene where he's got the gun on Denzel Washington and Crimson Tide, and he's got this joyous little look on his face where he's, he's so expressive with his face.
Right.
That's what it's all about. Get Shorty. He's
Yeah.
fantastic in that too, playing the big dumb, hitman, the bouncer, the bodyguard.
I think it was David Chase that said in his statement that film acting is about your eyes.
Absolutely.
And boy, he could use them.
Well,
He's
he
so
had them.
great.
I think it also makes me realize, as somebody who would love to be, have more of a role in a movie someday,
Right.
it makes me realize just how much it's what you are as
Yeah.
opposed to what you become. Yeah, you have to have the talent, you have to hone the talent, you have to refine it, but you have to have that starting canvas, and James Gandolfini had it,
And
man.
he was
and
able
then he
to
had the role of a lifetime.
He was able to overcome it because, he really could have retired on Tony and just
Yep.
say, that's what it was, sad eyes.
Sad eyes. He had those sad eyes, and it
but
was.
you know what? When they did the remake of, it wasn't a very good remake, but when he played the mayor or the governor in The Taking of Pelham 122 or 123,
123
with Denzel,
Yes.
and he came off as a law-abiding politician. I
Right.
mean, to be able to do something that iconic and that someone carries with him, the
He
rest of
seemed
their
to
life,
really-
and he can shake it.
And he was on stage.
Yeah.
He enjoyed those. It seemed that his movie roles outside of The Sopranos, he seemed to really like playing characters as far away from Tony Soprano, and so you would get guys, the CIA director,
Right.
the mayor of New York, people that weren't lawless. But
And a credit to him that we can accept him in those roles after seeing him as
Because
Tony.
a lot
for
of people
6
try
seasons.
to do that when they come off a character. They don't want to be typecast.
Right.
And they can't do it.
Yeah, like
Clearly.
Bob Denver, Mike.
yeah, and they also talked about the fact that during the Sopranos, he would he'd take off.
Yeah.
He had some, he had some issues that he had to deal with. He had some drug issues. He had some depression issues where, that type
Didn't
of
he
character.
quit on a Friday and not tell anybody?
It was he left for a long period. He had some demons, and he would go away for days. and then he would come back
and apologize.
And
he was not a
everybody.
jerk about it. No one will say he was hard to work with,
Right.
but he did have, and I guess anytime you put something that dazzling on the screen, there's a price.
Well, there's also when you're dealing with any kind of celebrity, you always have to realize that you're not your own person anymore. You belong to other people.
That's right.
Whether you want to or not, it sucks.
That's right.
And when it's
drunk people are following you with microphones.
yeah, and when it's at the level of, but that he's there for a premiere.
That's true, but still,
guys like that have to deal with it for the rest
All
of
the
their
time.
lives, all
Everywhere.
the time. And believe it or not, it's not easy, and it hasn't gotten any easier with our culture of celebrity at the same
Right.
time. So you've got, I think I can sum it up best.
Yeah.
When I read the text that I received late last night, of course late,
Yes.
always a couple of hours after everyone else has
Yes.
gotten the news. This came to me at let me see what time, 9:46.
Okay.
About a little before 10 o'clock.
From whom?
From another Italian man.
Okay.
Named James Cerrito.
Of course.
And if this sums up what James Gandolfini probably dealt with in his life, holy jeez, Tony Soprano.
What an ass.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks.
It's the toe button killed him.
Take it back. He's not an ass. He's our friend.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
I mean, that was the simplest text I've heard in 10 years.
Holy jeez.
Holy jeez.
Geez.
At least he kept it.
Holy jeez, Tony Soprano.
I'm G-rated.
I love Jimmy.
Right, I
But
do
that's
too.
a Jimmy text.
That's a Jimmy text.
Yeah.
And, thought I'd lighten it up. We got to take a break. We'll come back with more fun and more thrills. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. You're listening to Slim Whitman.
Nights underneath the southern moon.
Really? Any other show?
You know what? Somebody ripped off Slim Whitman's obit. This was going to be the Slim Whitman memorial show.
Oh, yeah.
I had an open produced.
Rob had an open about it.
I
because
really did.
We love Slim Whitman. Let's listen to a little bit.
Only but three are we found,
Slim Whitman.
drifting along with a tumbling tumbleweed.
Anyone know he was still alive?
I did not.
I did not either, and that's sort of the kind of thing. Now, I'll take credit for this death because I did play him on my last KCJJ
Before you
show.
get to that, we will get to Slim Whitman in a second. Let me
Okay.
just say this segment of the program
All right.
is brought to you by Wait Not. We talk about Wait Not all the time, and one of the nice things about Wait Not that they don't mention enough, in my opinion, is they've got a wonderful support staff that can...
Do you
It's
know
difficult
before-
to do a Wait Not commercial while you're playing Slim Whitman.
Did you know
yodeling.
before Wait Not was invented,
Yes.
his name was Fat Whitman?
Fat Whitman.
It's true.
Because of Wait Not, he became Slim Whitman. We tell you all the time there's a range of Wait Not programs to fit most any budget, and I didn't mention, and I don't mention enough, the support staff they have, the people that help you with any question you might have.
Yes.
You can be out at a restaurant, you can call, you can get online with them, and they will help you through the Wait Not program. And these programs start now as low as $5 a day. That, my friends, is about the cost of a gym membership, and accelerate your weight loss based on your pace and also your budget. They will work with you to do that. With Wait Not, you'll eat the real natural foods you can find in any grocery store. No packaged meals, no meal replacements, no prescriptions, no stimulants, nothing artificial. It's the safe way to lose weight and keep it off. Wait Not has helped thousands of people. Read the success stories on the Wait Not Facebook page as you listen to Slim Whitman yodeling. To find out more, visit waitnot.com. Wait Not, please show us what you're made of, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen. Slim Whitman.
With a tumbling tumbleweed.
When did he pass?
He passed on Wednesday afternoon, I believe, or Wednesday morning.
How old was he, do you know?
91, a Florida resident.
So much death on today's show.
Yes, I know.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I know.
I hate it. I hate that. But Slim Whitman, a
Let's
good long
turn
life.
it, Mike. I know it's sad when you lose someone young like James Gandolfini, but
Yes.
can't we make the rest of today's show a celebration?
Nah.
A celebration of Slim.
A celebration of Slim, a great man who
Do you have
kept
any
giving.
more in there? I mean, since we're talking about, I know you're going to play it throughout the entire show.
You mean, do I bring any extra records?
Any extra Slim Whitman, just out of curiosity.
You guys.
Now, you know this is the actual song that killed the aliens in Mars Attacks.
Is this Return to Me?
No, this is Indian Love Call. You gotta let it get to the hook, Mike.
He knew how to use that reverb, Oscar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Early 50s reverb.
When I'm calling you.
Was this the big hit when I'm calling you?
No, the big hit was Rosemary.
Yeah, what was the hit?
The hit was.
Do you have the hit?
I do. Now, you'll remember this
Of course
one,
he's
of
got
course.
the hit. Darling,
happy anniversary.
happy anniversary.
But this was more of an album rock favorite. This never charted.
Darling, happy
and he went up to those high notes.
Yeah, I love this. Right?
another year of love has gone by.
Like a bird.
Yes.
He sang like a lovely warbling bird.
This is the part of the show where I usually make fun of both of you.
Right.
But I have to say that the fact that you remember this man,
Yes.
and you want to give him like a true
A
tribute,
little something, yeah.
it's pretty good.
I think if you go back, Oscar, you might actually remember this television commercial because it made an amazing claim.
Last year, 1,400,000 TV viewers ordered this man's albums and tapes and made him a new American recording star.
Nobody's darling but mine.
And now to fill the tremendous demand, we proudly offer a brand new album by Slim Whitman, the international star whose heart-touching voice has now captured America.
Making believe.
He sold a box set?
Magic of
Yeah.
Slim Whitman.
Listen to this.
The star who had the #1 record in England for more weeks than even Elvis and the Beatles.
And that's true.
Slim Whitman, just for you. This all-new giant record treasury is only $7.98. Complete tape collection is only $9.98. Not sold in any store. Order yours now.
I wonder why.
The record that actually
you're killing
outcharted
me.
any single record by Elvis or the Beatles, I think it's from 1954.
You're not getting this on the radio anywhere. I swear to God. I
stayed.
love this show sometimes. I truly do.
The longest stay on
Yes.
the British top charts, and it held the record until Bryan Adams, I think in 1993.
Absolutely incredible.
What a magnificent record. Rosemary,
This is his big one.
which is not named after the lady on the Dick Van Dyke Show, it turns out. Now, the violin is nice, but the hook, Oscar, the hook, as always, is Slim's voice.
Oh, it hurts.
I think like
My face hurts.
Oh, Rose, my Rose.
The way I feel right now is the way I feel when I turn on PBS and they've got those specials where they zoom in on the photographs.
Yes.
And then I turn my head like a dog. Ooh.
This was a #1 hit in Great Britain for like over 10 weeks.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
Slim Whitman. Rob knows this. Slim Whitman has made me laugh
Always.
forever.
Well, you know, you were the one that some years ago requested Yodeling Week.
I did.
And didn't think I'd do it.
I mean, you did it.
Oh,
You
with
pulled
great
it off.
gusto.
Doesn't he have one where he like, doesn't he have one of those?
Oh, yeah,
kind?
well, we got those coming up. Like, the whole canon of hits, we don't want to burn them all out.
Now, the other hit was I Remember You, right?
Oh, yes. We'll be going into that soon.
Okay. Does he go up high again before we end this lovely
I'm
segment?
sure he does. Hold on.
Of all the queens that ever lived, I choose you.
Okay. He's going to go high here.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
My Rose,
I had
Rest in peace, Slim Whitman.
two people send me personal Facebook messages that they were neighbors
Of
of Slim Whitman in
Really?
Florida.
Really?
And apparently he's a terrific guy, which is why
that's sad.
why I want to make this a celebration.
Well, it is a celebration. I mean, you gave the statistics about the records that he sold.
And a little known fact.
I love listening to him.
I'll close with this little known fact. One of Elvis's first gigs, he opened for Slim Whitman.
Really?
And if you can merit any time where Elvis is your opening act, you're doing pretty good.
It's a strong voice.
It is.
Rob's an evil genius. Could you
Rob
just
is
imagine
an
him putting together his soundboard? And now we're going to get Slim's 1958 record. And then I'm going to talk about Elvis and his Beatles. A lot of people don't know this fact, but Carrie!
Leave me alone!
Is this going to dramatically alter your program for Friday on KCJJ?
Won't touch it.
Steve.
Exclusive
Steve
content.
Bridges will be real happy about that. A
Yeah.
full tribute.
Just-
Will you be paying tribute to Slim at all?
I'll mention him.
You'll mention him.
But mostly, as I told you already, I've already planned the first hour. Lots of Jolson.
Oh, he's already done the first hour.
That's it. Hasn't planned it.
No, planned it.
Planned it.
I've not done anything.
Okay.
I just got a mental stack of records. That's
Okay,
all.
all right, that's cool.
That's
so
right.
we won't be hearing a tremendous amount of Slim Whitman on your show
No, I'll
on
probably
Friday?
just do some of his better yodeling. Maybe a montage.
Only on the Mike O'Mara Show.
That's right. And I think it's nice you were
Slim
able to
Whitman.
equal time to James Gandolfini and Slim Whitman.
Okay, we've got literally 45 seconds
Exactly.
left. Can you just give us a little bit more? Just something, a little taste before we go to commercial
Well, we will
break
do. Let's do the hit because we wanted to go into spots with this anyway.
Okay.
What year?
I Remember You?
I remember you.
Oh, I know this one.
Now, this was actually covered.
Yeah, this is a big one. This got a lot of airplay.
The bigger hit was by Frank Eifeld,
Right.
which is a cover of this, but Slim did it originally, and it really is a great showcase for his yodeling.
I remember you.
As we go to break, let me tell you that coming up on the Mike O'Mara Show, it's a wonderful new segment, Let's Meet Pony Boy. We'll put Pony Boy in the hot seat when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I remember too.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show.
When I said yesterday,
Weirdest show in America.
When I told you yesterday, all Slim Whitman, you thought I was joking.
I love it. I do. I love it. I love every bit of it. This segment. Thank you, Rob.
When my life is through.
This show really is like a carnival.
This segment.
And we're the carnies.
I know. This segment of the show is brought to you by Hulu Plus. We have told you about Hulu Plus, and you are loving it. You are digging it. You used to be able to only watch Hulu on your PC. Now you can start your free trial of exclusive content. You can do it in your living room and on your mobile device with Hulu Plus. I'm talking TVs, game consoles, Blu-rays, Apple TV, or your smartphones or tablets. With Hulu Plus, you get your favorite content, and you can get it anywhere. You guys are talking about all the great shows that you watch.
Fantastic.
There's a show that came on Tuesday nights. It's now completely the entire season on Hulu Plus. It's called Ready for Love. It's like The Bachelor on steroids.
Really?
Yeah, if you want to see vapid, hot women and guys that seem to care about them, watch Ready for Love.
That sounds great.
So a reality-based show.
You're going to love it.
Really?
Yes.
And they're all dumb and they're all hot.
And your wife is going to hate it.
Full seasons of your favorite shows and even full seasons of classic television shows when and where you want them. Hulu Plus has shows that, like Oscar mentioned, what is that again?
Ready for Love.
Ready for Love.
That's right.
TMOS listeners right now can get an extended free trial right now.
When?
Right now. Just click the Hulu Plus link at MikeO'MaraShow.com or go to HuluPlus.com/TMOS. Control what you want to watch, when you want to watch it. The list is endless with Hulu Plus. Pony, would you like this inquisition to begin at your workstation, or would you like to go to the chair of honor?
I'll sit right here. That's fine.
Very good. It's where you're comfortable.
Talk right into that microphone.
Now, let's start with the...
Do you want his theme music?
Yes, the Pony Boy theme music.
Pony time! Get up!
Have you ever had a theme before?
No, that's the first.
Is it exciting to have your own theme show?
Very much.
Your theme song, I should say.
He's giddy right now and nervous, mind you.
In the great tradition of Pivo, or whatever that guy James Lipton said, we'll begin at the beginning. Where were you born?
I was born in Fairfax, Virginia.
Oh, you're a local boy.
Yep.
Born and raised in this area.
You got it.
Any brothers or sisters?
2 half-brothers, much, much, much older than me.
That
really?
makes up one complete brother.
Okay, so you're a modern family child.
I would say so, yeah.
You have older parents?
My dad was much older. He actually passed away a few years ago. My mom
sorry.
is actually your age.
So younger.
Thank you.
Younger is the word.
Thank you. Okay, so your mom's younger, but your dad was older.
Yeah.
And you're on good terms with your mom?
Very much.
And she lives locally?
She lives in Virginia Beach.
Oh, she lives in Virginia Beach.
Has she remarried?
No.
Okay.
Do you go down and visit very often?
Anytime I can. I mean, she's right on the ocean. So
Oh,
it's
how
pretty
cool
nice.
is that? That's
Yeah.
very, very cool.
And he doesn't take up much room.
And
Yeah.
she's down. She's down on the ocean.
Yeah. Well, actually, one row back, but she's in a condo, so we kind of overlook the beach.
Oh,
and-
see, now that's why.
Yeah.
And in fact, you blast out down to Virginia Beach on a semi-regular basis, don't you?
whenever I can.
Oh, that's cool.
Makes
I see.
sense now.
Right there, I like him. I like him right there because he likes the ocean, and that's just a cool thing.
He won't be blasting out anymore, at least Monday through Friday.
Yeah, that's right.
No more blasting out for you, Pony Boy. Let's see. What other questions do I have? How about...
I have a question.
Well, I want to ask him about his love life. But
Yeah, I
go
was
ahead.
going to think so.
How long have you been battling anorexia?
I guess my whole life.
Now, you have always been thin?
I have.
And do you eat whatever you want?
I generally eat about 5 meals a day, like 5 small meals a day.
Well, that's
And
what people do that are trying to lose weight.
What
Be
is-
like me. Have a big one right at night.
What
I
is your
can't
height?
fit it
Right
in.
before bed.
What is your height and weight currently?
Let's see, 6'1" and 140 pounds, I believe.
Do you know how often I have been 6'1" and twice that? I can't change my height, but God knows I can change my weight. And I have been 280 for long stretches of time.
Has anybody ever said to you that you have a striking resemblance to Zdeno Chara?
Not a one.
Not a one?
Nobody.
Do you follow the hockey game at all, Pony?
The hockey game.
Yes, the hockey
Do you
game.
look at the sports?
The good old hockey
I
game
don't.
is the best game in the land. What?
He said no.
No? All right, so you've seen the pictures of Zdeno Chara, right?
Yeah, I saw the one you showed me.
If anybody, and we have a lot of hockey fans in our audience, if you want to know, Pony Boy is a doppelganger for Zdeno Chara.
And I think before we get to his love life, something else, just as we paint the complete picture of Pony, one of the most surprising things that I know surprised you as well as myself, Mike, he's not Jewish.
He's not Jewish, and his name is Matt Bloom.
And he looks like he could be.
Right.
I'm not going to go any further than that, but apparently, what is your religion?
You should know about Rob Spiewak. Whenever we do these inquisitions, at some point he will begin the racial profiling.
Well, it helps me to organize the show mentally. What religion are you? Or are you without?
Christian.
Yes, of course.
Christian. It's kind of generic. Are you a practicing religious person?
About as much as you, I would say.
Oh,
about as much as me. Now hold
Not
on a second.
Not very often, but
okay.
somewhat.
What happens when you die?
He's a religious listener of the show, so you would know that I go occasionally. I go to a multi-denominational church with my daughters. You're aware of that, right?
Once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon.
When you die, Pony, will you go to heaven or will you rot in the ground?
I have no idea.
No, I mean, if you say you're a
Awful
Christian.
question.
No, it's a great question. I'm just curious what you think, because I know what Mike thinks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I don't even know what I think.
Oh, no, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the guy that's in charge of all our tech stuff.
No, what, do you believe that there's a heaven?
I mean, it's tough to say. You know, after losing my dad and a bunch of other people in my family, I kind of... I don't know. I kind of
don't bring the show down.
Now I got. I'm
Change.
sorry. I got to
just-
play this music now.
This is what happens when you ask questions like this.
Yeah. Are you sick?
Okay.
Are you okay?
I like that. I like that kind of smartness, though. I like the. This is what happens when you see. We're asking the questions, and we get into an uncomfortable area. We got to live with it. We got to deal with this.
There's an easy answer, though, Pony. Next time, just say, I hope there is.
So you sound like you've had a rough go a little bit. That you've had some hurt and unhappiness in your life. Is that true?
Yeah. The past 3 years have been kind of crummy, but it's gotten a lot better. And coming in here, getting brought onto this show is like something I've wanted to do for over a decade.
Oh,
And
man,
cool.
I love to hear that.
And you know what? After 839 episodes, finally someone uses the word crummy.
Crummy is a good word.
So,
I like crummy.
Pony Boy said something to me in passing, and I really didn't sit and talk to him about it, but he said, and maybe you could expand on this a little bit, he said, when I told him that, you know, we were bringing him on, he's going to be part of the team, he said, dude, you don't even understand, like, I used to ride my bike and listen to Don and Mike, and you used to listen to the show, and you couldn't even dream of doing something like this with the show.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I would be out mountain biking or something, and I'd have my little Walkman with me, and I would be listening to Don and Mike, and I remember times that I almost got fired because I was late coming back from a lunch break because I had to listen to Charlie.
Yay!
I thought that was special.
And you're also
Hey, Bloom, get back in here.
That's the boss, Charlie.
Come
Manager
on now.
Charlie.
Hey, Bloom.
Hey, Charlie, how's it going?
It's good, Bloom. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
You always wanted to talk to Charlie, haven't you, Bloom?
You got it.
Well, welcome aboard.
Now, you're a computer guy, obviously. Great on-air presence. But don't you also,
Rob's the coolest. Rob is the coolest of the new, always.
But you are also something of a whiz with bicycles.
Yeah, I've been a bike mechanic for 10 years or so.
All right.
It's not that exciting.
No,
I agree.
I thought it was, something, a look inward.
Let's talk about the love life. You're how old are you?
29.
29?
29 years old.
I had him much younger.
You're in your prime, and I have to ask, how is the love life?
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist, and have you tried in the past to make it exist?
I mean, it has existed and went very, very poorly.
Okay.
Have you ever paid for it?
No.
Don't we all, though?
That's a great. Yeah, we all.
In
the long
one
run,
way
we
or
all
In
another.
the long run, it's always very expensive.
Well, something. Look, we've got
Paid
many
with my soul.
Many people associated with this show are looking for love currently. We don't have time for you at the moment, but I think for future episodes, perhaps we can rectify the situation.
You mean when Todd quits?
Just a little. A little programming note that we may have something coming up in the fall where we might be able to help you out.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That might be
Here we
something
go.
we might be able to pull off for
Start
you.
saving up for a tie.
This is
Welcome aboard, friend.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
We are delighted to have you with us.
It's
and
party time! Get up!
that was Meet Pony Boy. If you have any questions for Pony Boy, please send them to the Mike O'Mara Show, Box 3, 20118.
Exactly.
That's what. Hey, I got it right this time.
right in the middle of the zip.
Or you can send it online, and we'll make sure he doesn't answer. that.
Attention, pony time.
That's the way it goes.
It's party time! Get up!
Now that we're done talking to Pony Boy, it's time to move on to medical news on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Yeah.
Something that we didn't get a chance to talk about earlier in the week, and this is very important that we cover this because there's been not only turmoil with Jabril moving to Africa and the Spiewak household being completely disheveled by that, but we also have a major surgery involving Rob's dog, Linus. He lost his balls this week.
As a matter of fact, I forget the listener, but they said something very funny. They said, after he's neutered, you should call him Minus.
Hey, Linus. You sent some pictures out online yesterday of Linus with the cone.
Yeah, the cone, which
The
is way
protective
too
cone.
big for this dog. It really. Remember your first DirecTV dish?
Yes.
It looks like Linus can pick up 3 ESPNs in a Showtime.
Well, the first
It just-
DirecTV, I remember my first satellite.
you had the
you had
one.
a dish?
I had a dish.
He could get porn.
Oh, American Triple Ecstasy.
Yeah.
Never heard of that one.
Oh, that's the first time
Yeah.
porn. That's the first time hardcore porn came right into my living room.
Yeah.
I
So to
only knew
speak.
It was spectacular.
One of my dad's friends
Very expensive.
had a satellite dish, and I used to just dream about barbecues at his house because he had every channel.
Everything. And for a long time, in the early days of satellite TV, you used to make jokes about West Virginia. What's the state flower
State
of West
flower,
Virginia?
yeah.
A satellite dish. And you could get just amazing things. What the best stuff you could get on a real satellite dish was called the wild feed.
Wildcat, wasn't it? Or Wildcat feed?
No, it was a wild feed.
Feed, okay.
It was a wild feed, and I remember one of the most entertaining moments I ever had watching television was a wild feed, I think, of CNN. Is it Bernard Shaw?
Yeah, Black
was
guy,
he,
right?
Was he on CNN?
Oh, wow.
And it was Bernard Shaw smoking a cigarette. And I'm watching Bernard Shaw at the anchor desk.
As thrilling as anything you've ever
Smoking a
seen.
cigarette
Oh,
with
wow.
not even any awareness that people, like me, are sitting out there in TV land watching him. It was so very cool.
That is
So you, oh my God.
Was
you
that
had,
in the Annapolis days? The Annapolis days?
Yeah, because I definitely didn't have one on the Eastern Shore,
But
so
did-
that had to be Annapolis.
Again, just to clarify, the dish was the type of dish that you would see in someone's backyard.
Yes.
Like
Like
an
the
8-footer,
big
right?
cartoon-sized one, like Contact.
Yeah, and
that's
you-
looking for aliens.
And it would have a receiver that if you would adjust the receiver, the dish would kind of do a...
Oh, like the old antenna turner.
I think that's the way it worked.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's too long ago, and I don't remember exactly.
How much did it cost?
It was
like service-wise.
Jesus, I have no idea.
Yeah,
I think it was not cheap initially, but
Yeah.
once you got it, it was okay. I think when you bought the dish and you got the receiver for the dish, once you get that hardware, you were able to grab a lot of stuff, and that might have included American Triple Ecstasy, which was just
Unscrambled.
Oh my God, it was amazing when it arrived because it's like, oh my God. That's real porn, and it doesn't have to be a DVR. It doesn't. Not DVR. It doesn't have to be a VCR,
Right.
And
or go to a theater.
when you really look back on the technology of television and what we have gotten in our homes in the last 30 years,
Spoiled.
it's smoking fast. I mean, it really is. We went from over-the-air television, which is what everybody got, where
Four channels,
where you'd have to sit there and put foil on the antenna, and get that stuff. And then we went to the VCR, the video cassette recorder, which started out in most households as Betamax,
Right.
Yeah.
a smaller.
I had one.
and then was
Beta was
shortly
a better format.
and what I've seen over the years, watching all this technology, is what will happen is you will get a brand new form of technology that is rushed into production, and it won't take. It will not take for a variety of reasons. Betamax was a great example of that. The VCR, the video, the VHS format was very quickly made the Betamax obsolete.
I believe the reason is that the porn industry embraced
They
VHS and not Beta.
They did. That's what happened because Betamax was a better technology.
It was smarter.
But VHS, I remember I learned the hard way that we had a Betamax and not a VHS, and this is how foreign my family is. We went to Earl's Video. Do you guys remember that?
Errol's.
Oh, I still know the jingle. Yeah.
Errol's.
Yeah, Errol's. We did work for Errol's.
Stop in and join the fun. Errol's Video. We're the largest #1.
So this is how responsible my family is.
I might have met with the people that ran Errol's. Yeah,
because everywhere you go, there's an Errol's Video. Gonna stop you in your tracks, thrill you to the max. Entertainment. How does he know that?
All right, we'll get back to your dog's balls in a second.
Good.
Yeah, we got.
Thank you, and my dog's balls. Thank you.
My pleasure.
My parents let us watch R-rated movies all the time, so we went. To,
It's probably the way your mother pronounces it.
Yes.
Oscar, we're going to Earl's. We're going to Earl's.
That they rented Police Academy 1.
There you go.
And
nudity and BJ jokes.
Yeah. Fun for the whole family. And we went home and we couldn't put the tape in the Betamax. This was a VHS
Wrong format?
tape.
Yeah,
Yes.
a Betamax.
And my father, Oscar,
Put it in
help me,
sideways.
you're doing it wrong. Put it in, no. Dad, it doesn't fit. What the, you dummy. You can do this. And then I call my brother. Jose, can you help me out? Dad's yelling at me. Jose, figure out what's wrong with the VHS.
You're sitting there trying to jam it into
Yes.
the machine.
What happened is they went to the Errol's and they rented the movie in the red Errol's box,
Yes.
and you needed it in the black Errol's
So
box.
my dad because my dad, after a while, any Latin man has a temper, right?
Did he break anything?
Oh my God! Have you ever spent $75 on a rented movie because that's what you'd have to pay if you broke it?
Oh, he destroyed it?
Yo, he's like, oh, move out of the way. I'll figure this out. Boom! And the
Tried to jam it in?
Yeah, because the tape cracked. And then we had to go
it's
back.
not even close.
And the tape cracked, and we had to go back as an entire family. So you've got my sister, my brother, and I, my foreign mom, and my dad explained to the man that the tape doesn't fit in our VHS.
Wow.
That is awesome. I can see the whole family
Yeah.
walking in. Did your father go in sheepishly? You know?
Well, no, he was still mad. And then the guy was like, sir, there are 2 different formats. You have a red box, you need a blue box.
That is too funny.
Fork it over, old man.
And I always mention this when we have this discussion. The first VHSs, not VHSs, but the first tapes that I ever rented were On Golden Pond
How nice.
and Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah, you did.
Also nice.
I put On Golden Pond on top.
Now, on Golden Pond, when you did that, was there like a store that had like a back room? Is that where you had to go for Debbie? Or was
I don't know. It was small.
Debbie.
I remember it was small, and I also remember that it was in Laurel, Maryland. Of
course.
Famous Laurel, Maryland.
Why does every adult section, at least in the 90s,
Yeah.
they never had like a full door or even a small? It's always like the saloon doors.
Yeah.
Like you should be wearing spurs and a cowboy hat because you're coming in to do business.
Yeah. Or it's got the little strings
Yeah.
hanging down.
Yeah.
Very, very strange.
There's a lonely cowboy coming in.
And really quickly, while we're on the subject, of video rentals in my hometown, God rest my father's soul, a funny man and a man who appreciated a great joke. And they go, and I recommended the Melanie Griffith movie with, I think, Harrison Ford, Working Girl.
Sure.
And I said, Mom, you've
Great
got to see.
movie.
Really
Great
terrific
movie.
movie. Wonderful story.
Holds up.
Melanie Griffith is great in it, and Harrison Ford's fantastic in it. Working Girl. And my mom went down and asked the lady at the counter for Working Girl. They got it home. They put it in the VCR and turned it on. And it was a porno. Just because of one letter. It was not Working Girl. It was Working Girls.
Oh, and you see that the all-important S changes the entire complexion of not only the movie, but your relationship with your mother.
Video viewing fun.
Michael, did you really want us to watch this?
And of course, my father used the the old joke of man, I was shocked when I saw it. I was even more shocked the second time I saw it. It was funny. God rest.
Took it back
Way
a week
to go,
later.
Dad. Appreciate it.
Right.
So Linus's balls to finish up what we started.
The surgery went well on Tuesday, and he's got this massive cone on his head. I think it's too
massive.
I think it's too big for Linus. He's at 30 pounds now. Remember how little he was when he came here?
They want to avoid this, Rob. Yeah. They want to avoid him doing
Infection.
that.
Well, and they
to
said
the bad area.
not just him, but no one's allowed to lick there now.
That's true.
So they wanted to, and the bad thing
And
is,
why do dogs do that in the first place?
why, Mike?
Because they can. Good night. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here all week, everybody.
The surgery actually went well. He responded well to his anesthesia. He's not a terribly bright dog, we found out, because when he has this cone, there are passages that he used to use all the time, like between the chair and the couch, and he will try to go through it 7, 8, 9 times, and he gets stopped every time, and they have to bring him around. It's hard for him to sleep because he can't put his head on his testicles. He can't put his head down on like a soft pillow. He has to put it down on the cone. But he's doing better. Now we're in day 3. He has to wear it for 7 days.
Oh, poor little guy.
And I don't know that we're going to make it. The only thing that is truly and horribly scary about the whole process is when we picked him up and I brought the kids, and it was so great to pick him up. He was so happy to see us because he surgery all day. She said, now there's a couple things you're going to want to watch. Can you see the incision? And she picks him up, and there are the guys right there, and he's right down the middle.
Yeah.
And I said, no, you won't have
the
to.
The bag is still there.
Yeah.
They just took the marbles out.
So you're going to have to look to make sure there's no excessive swelling. It shouldn't look angry. There shouldn't be any oozing.
Right.
And I said, okay, that's fine. She said, no, there's one other thing. And she pulled me away from the kids.
Oh, no.
And she said, she used a phrase that I won't use, but are you familiar when the lipstick comes out of the tube? Yeah. This is a male dog thing.
Yeah, okay.
She said,
anybody that's got a male dog knows what you're talking about.
She said, when I went and just got him now, the lipstick was out of the tube. And I said, well, maybe he was just excited to be out of the cage or whatever. She said, does this happen? I said, yeah, occasionally, but never 4 hours. I've never had to call a doctor.
Priapism.
She said, well, there is a certain side effect that can happen with the neutering. If it's out for too long, it will constrict blood flow, and it's bad for him. You may need to get a glove and some lube and put it back in.
Oh, my God.
I said, I understand.
Never heard of that before.
I said, I understand, but luckily, my wife is very experienced. We will take care of that.
Okay.
But so far, no lipstick replacement required. I will keep you updated. He's healing nicely.
Keep me posted.
We used to call it the Red Rocket.
I didn't expect that one, Rob. Good luck, Linus.
I didn't.
Wow, the glove. All right. We'll take a break. News you may not need. Coming up next on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Moonlit water.
Wow. I never heard of that. That's amazing.
You're going to want some lube and a glove.
Keep us posted.
I said, like what, a catcher's mitt?
Wow. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, this segment is brought to you by a great new game that my wife is now officially addicted to. We're talking about Compulsive. Your buddy's a genius.
He really is.
I give Todd Moore a lot of crap, but I have to say seriously, that Todd Moore is a genius. Compulsive is a brand new app for your iPhone or your smartphone of any kind that you can play online. And let me just issue this warning for those of you that want to download this free app. You are going to become addicted to this.
Yes.
This is going to affect your productivity. You are not going to be able to socialize with your friends. You are certainly not going to be able to socialize with your coworkers. And you are going to go away mentally for very long periods of time and not come back to Earth.
Do you remember yesterday he said that it was actually beta tested by listeners of the show? I found out who one of the beta testers was.
Who's that?
My daughter.
Really?
Katie Cole approached her at your bike ride and said, there's a new app. You should try it out. Julia, I said, Julia, I want you to try this game. She says, oh, is that Todd's game? It's great. I love it. It's great.
Amazing. It was awesome.
But she knew about it 2 weeks ago.
The game Compulsive is a palette of beautiful colors, and it needs your help to get organized. This addictive game is quick to learn but difficult to master. Over 6 months spent in development, 100% original. The best part of it, though, it is completely free, so there is no excuse. It's time to get Compulsive. Download it by searching for the Compulsive. Just search for Compulsive in the iTunes App Store or Google Play Store, or visit tmsoft.com/compulsive. It's a free download and tons of fun. Share it with your friends, and please leave a positive 5-star review. That's the most important thing. Again, that's Compulsive by our friend Todd Moore. TM Soft is the company. Download it today.
What happened with Carla yesterday?
I said to her, she's on Facebook, and she's going crazy doing all her things about responding to baby issues.
Yeah.
And then I said, you're going to have to get... She said, no, I don't want to. I said, you're going to love it. This is you. This is you. As soon as she downloaded it, that was it for the rest of the night.
Done.
She was gone. You can see. I mean, she's on it. She didn't get on the Facebook group.
Yeah.
So you can't see how many times she's played.
Yes.
But I mean, it's in the hundreds.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing.
You know, it's
really
going to be a lifesaver when she's in the hospital.
Mhm,
Because there's a lot of downtime when you give birth. That'll really help her out.
And the baby will be smarter. Huh?
A great game.
Around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window.
Right.
The Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need. A comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, news you may not need.
James Gandolfini probably died of a heart attack, according to the head of a Rome hospital's emergency department where the actor was taken. Sad, sad story.
It is.
The body of the actor was transferred to the morgue at the Policlinico Umberto Hospital in Rome early Thursday, where it awaited an autopsy. It's such a drag. I don't even like reading this story.
Even the fact that he passed away overseas bothers me.
Yeah, but you know what? Was surrounded by family, even some extended family. Cool. He was probably, you know what? He probably had a great last day.
Yeah, by law, medical examiners in Italy are required to carry out the post-mortem 24 hours after the body's arrival in the morgue, and that's according to a hospital spokesman. And a lot of tributes are pouring in about James Gandolfini, and we did them ourselves on the show.
Yes.
Just a sad day. Celebrity chef Paula Deen, she denies that she's ever told racial jokes. But, honey.
But you can't spell butter without but.
She did acknowledge using the N-word, according to her deposition in a lawsuit.
Oh, that's nice.
A former manager at Dean's Restaurants in Savannah, Georgia, is suing her and her brother for sexual and racial harassment. Lisa T. Jackson's lawsuit alleges that Dean and Bubba Hire,
my goodness.
I don't make the names up, committed numerous acts of violence, discrimination, and racism that resulted in the end of her 5-year employment at Dean's Lady and Sons and Bubba's Seafood and Oyster House in Savannah, Georgia.
Do you still carry the grudge for that dressing you made of hers?
It was disgusting. Totally gross, butter laden, too wet, gross, made me want to vomit. And
just like Miss Dean herself, a little too wet.
And horrible acid indigestion as well. Off-duty cops in 2 counties in Alabama spent the weekend collecting saliva and blood samples from drivers at roadblocks. Have you heard about this?
No.
According to Lieutenant Freddie Turrentine with the St. Clair County Sheriff's Department, drivers were asked at a roadblock to voluntarily offer samples of their saliva and blood for a study being conducted by the Pacific Institute for Research and Evaluation. Doesn't that corporation sound like something that would be in a horror movie?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Pacific Institute for Research and Evaluation.
What are they going to do with it?
The drivers were compensated for their samples. Turrentine said that the funding for the study is coming from the National Highway Safety Administration. The study will be conducted from June to October and is meant to get a better understanding of inebriation patterns.
Wow.
This is very Big Brother
There's probably
to me.
a better way to do that.
My pattern starts at about 5:30.
A little bit.
You want to come by the house?
They're watching. It's very scary. The study will be conducted from June to October, and it'll be everywhere, not just Alabama. It'll be throughout the country.
Wow.
Very, very strange. On a similar note, FBI Director Robert Mueller acknowledged Wednesday for the first time that the Bureau has used drones for surveillance operations inside the U.S.
Mueller.
But only in a very, very minimal way.
Mueller.
Now, I want you to listen to what he has to say to the Senate subcommittee on this. The FBI's use of the pilotless aircraft was, quote, very narrowly focused on particularized cases.
You see, but that's opening the door to everything, because you know what that is? That's very general.
Yeah, it is.
That's open to any interpretation.
It's just scary that they're flying around over the United States.
And 10 years from now, even sooner, mark my words, I hope this does not happen, but we'll be speeding on 66. You won't get a camera ticket from something that's stationary on the highway.
Yep.
You might get it from a drone.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
true.
a video.
Yes.
Oh, here's where you were when you were at exit 28 going
50
84
bucks, buddy.
miles an hour.
Because I am really trying to lower my already suffering intellect, I'm reading the new Dan Brown book, Inferno.
Right.
Which is really just as stupid as they get. Mm-hmm. And one of the key ways they're pursuing him is with a drone all around Venice. And that's one of the key characters is a little helicopter.
So the FBI director says particularized cases and particularized needs. But no further explanation, which
Gray
is
area.
very scary. According to a new survey, the hardest night to get to sleep I think this goes without saying.
Can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
2 out of 5 people said it took longer to get to sleep on Sunday than any other night, and it takes an average of half an hour longer to fall asleep. Saturday was the next hardest night. Not for me and Rob.
No.
No.
It's hard to stay awake.
Let's go to the tape. This is Mike and Rob falling asleep together on Saturday night.
Get the cab.
I'm going to DVR SNL. I'm going to hit the sack.
Tuesdays and Thursdays were the 2 easiest nights to fall asleep.
Well, Sundays are tough for me. 60 minutes gets me all worked up.
Kim Kardashian's delivery room drama may have been due to a health scare rather than a reality show stunt. According to People magazine, Kardashian may have been suffering from it's called pre-eclampsia.
Oh, that's, again, the anal birth?
Now, it's a condition marked by chronic high blood pressure, which led to her early delivery, if you care. A new study out of Sweden has found that losing weight improves your memory. Researchers gave women a memory test, then gave them the same test after they dropped an average of about 18 pounds. The women did better on the test afterward, and brain scans showed they were better at storing and recalling memories.
No. What'd you say?
A new study out of Sweden has found that losing weight improves your memory. Oh, I read that already. I apologize. And now a little something, everybody. You've got to respect this shoplifter's unbridled optimism. On Sunday morning, a man went to a 7-Eleven in Dallas, Texas, and shoplifted a package of Extends, which is an herbal penile enlargement pill. He then stole a package of Trojan Magnum condoms.
Big weekend.
Clearly, he had a lot of faith in the Extends so that it was going to work. Otherwise, why bother taking the extra-large condoms? He also shoplifted some food and Alka-Seltzer. Sounds like a really fun day. The police are still looking for the man. No problem. You just look for the guy with the indigestion surrounded by all the hot ladies. That's news you may not need, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a break, come back with Rob's Audio Vault right after this.
And the night is on the run. It's a new day.
Slim Whitman.
Yes. This is another album hit. I don't think this ever charted, but it's a great song.
Is this Paloma Blanca?
Una Paloma. It means one white dove, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Una Paloma Blanca.
Rob's Magic Audio Vault is brought to you by Draft Day. DraftDay.com brings fantasy games that last for just one day at a time. At Draft Day, you can put your sports knowledge to the test. I love this. I love this because you can do it on one day. Slim Whitman, don't you like that? Hit a high note if you love it. Thank you. At Draft Day, put your sports knowledge to the test. Win real cash prizes. Winners are paid out every night. They've already awarded over $12 million, and it's completely legal to play.
I got edged out last night, Mike.
Oh, you got beaten?
I did. By about everybody. But you'll be playing on Friday's game.
I get to do
tomorrow.
This Friday only. That's tomorrow. Draft Day is offering free fantasy baseball games with $100 in cash prizes just for Mike O'Mara Show listeners. Sign up by Friday at draftday.com and enter the promo code TMOS to get entered. When you do that, you will be playing against me. And I don't like to say this, especially during a commercial announcement, but for all of you that are going to play against me tomorrow, I'm going to kick your ass!
Yeah, that's nice. That's the attitude you need.
Yeah, go to draftday.com, and I'll see you on the playing field tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, let's get right to the audio vault. Take it away,
So we've
Rob.
already talked a lot about him, but I think he's earned it. I want to play a few tapes of James Gandolfini. I think this is a nice montage I found that sort of explains not only what his character was, but also he was 3-time honored by the Emmy people, and that's in 6 seasons.
Yep.
That's pretty good batting average.
James Gandolfini, one of America's best actors and the man who brought America's best-known fictional gangster to life, has died. He was in Rome on vacation when he suffered what is believed to have been a heart attack.
You Anthony Soprano? Would you bring the whole county with you?
And the winner is James Gandolfini, The Sopranos!
Miss Parker's never won anything, and I feel the same way. I don't know what I'm doing here.
My father, I think he's proud. He wouldn't tell me, but I think he is. Pull it off. The old guy.
I think one of the major things in a class, the first things, is to get up in front of people and just start to be able to make a fool of yourself, basically.
This is James Gandolfini's second consecutive Emmy nomination and his first win for his role as modern-day crime boss, Tony Soprano, on The Sopranos.
There's a very special woman here, Jerry, but we all know how you can get, right? Building a structure of loyalty. He's offering them self-respect. The general is building himself an army. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree.
New York, Mickey? So what, you want me to do a double?
I can handle it.
I don't.
And who's
I'm here to do something, remember?
I don't take orders from you.
But you show up at that restaurant without a tie and a jacket, you and me gonna tangle, my friend.
great to hear some tapes of him in both ways.
Yeah, and I think that I'm like a lot of people where maybe this weekend, or definitely in the next few weeks, I'm going to be watching a lot of old James Gandolfini.
I've been threatening to watch the entire run of The Sopranos again because it was fun watching it the first time through, but I've not revisited it.
I'd love to know, if you can research that, I would love to know the total time commitment to that type of
I can tell you, it'd be 87 hours because it's 87 episodes.
Wow.
Better than Lost. I just finished that.
I can do it in a week and a half. But
stuff.
when you hear his voice and, you think of him as Tony, like...
I got a baguette in my pants 24/7.
And, of course, a very popular old favorite, Mike.
He's a fag.
But I love to hear that and then to compare it to the way he talked when he was really James Gandolfini.
Right.
Because in so many people's mind, he was just Tony Soprano.
Absolutely.
Here he is talking about how the character of Tony came to be. I find this fascinating.
I got the script and I remember reading it and I was laughing out loud. And I said, "There's no way I will be able to do this." I mean, I've said that before. I really thought that they would pick someone, different than I. Just somebody a little more leading man type, basically. And actually, one of the auditions, halfway through or in the middle of it, I said, "No, I'm not doing this right. I'm not doing this right. I didn't prepare for this right. I'm not doing it right, and I don't want to do it anymore. And I want to come back and do it for you again." And they said, "Oh, okay." And they let me leave and let me redo it and come back.
So he actually...
That's
remarkable.
And it's so gutsy.
It is.
For an audition, because you're going in with an audition, you think if you're going to say that to the people there, you're taking your future in your hands there, and you're probably going to blow it. I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Pretty cool, isn't it?
Truly
he
amazing.
also talks about identifying with certain aspects of the character of Tony Soprano.
It says a lot about a lot of people. It's a man in struggle. He doesn't have a religion. He doesn't believe in the government. He doesn't believe in anything except his code of honor, and his code of honor is all going to shit. So he has nothing left. He's got nothing left. And he's looking around, and he doesn't... It was that searching that I think a lot of America does half the time. You can go buy things, you can do whatever, but it was that he had no center left. And I really identified with that. And plus, it was, then you got to be funny on top of it. You got to, say these wonderful words that these people write, that they're so smart.
He played drunk so well.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember there were a couple episodes where he'd be eating ice cream and just staggering around?
Yeah.
And I related to that.
And the little details that became iconic, the little details about him watching the Hitler Channel,
right,
watching the History Channel, watching military television. That's
all the time.
That was his entertainment. That's not James Gandolfini as much as the producers, David Chase, and the people that put that together.
But I do feel
little quirks about his personality.
I do feel that those things build on each other almost like brickwork. I think that probably if he gets something from the writers and gives the writers something back, it gives them something to take it to the next level.
America rooted for what was basically an evil man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but because of his acting and the way that his character was written, you rooted for him.
And I hear a lot of other people say, and I don't like it because it's too acty schmackty for me a little bit, but you hear layered. He did have a layered performance. Right. He was the big mafia guy, but he wasn't such a big mafia don that he couldn't have the leading man qualities. And, his scenes with some great POAs over the years were credible. This big, schlubby, sweaty guy could pull off being a romantic lead. It was really, not a lot of guys can do that.
Add to that the layer of being a father. You really felt he cared about his kids.
Truly amazing. And really, just the more I think about it, the more I talk about it, really just a terrific contribution to pop culture.
As we, one more scene, I just want to focus. You talk about him acting, and this is one of the greatest. When he figured out that his mom, Livia, tried to put a hit on him.
Oh, wow, that was great drama.
And he figured it out right as she stroked out.
Who was the actress? Do you remember? Oh, God, she was fantastic.
I'll have it for you before the end of the clip.
Okay, very
good.
But
I want you to hear this. He actually confronts his mother, and she's on a hospital gurney.
Oh, she was despicable.
Oh, but this acting is great. Great.
Come on, see what you did.
Sir, please.
The only son, the middle child.
Look, she can't answer you. Her speech center's been affected.
Yeah, I heard the tapes, Ma. The FBI tapes. Don't tell me you don't know what I'm talking about. George Clooney, don't get in the middle of this.
Mr. Soprano, Alonzo, call
Protect
security.
your Uncle June's in jail now. And I got one more little last detail I gotta take care of.
Mr. Soprano!
I didn't tell you I don't die that easy, Ma. I'm gonna live a nice, long, happy life, which is more than I can say for you.
All right, that's enough.
Keep her moving, keep moving.
I try to do the right thing by you. You trying to be whacked?
She doesn't understand you.
She's smiling. Look at the look on her face. Look at the look on her face. She's smiling. Come on. Look at her face. She got a smile on her face.
All right, it's enough.
Nancy Marchand.
I am not Nancy Marchand. I am not a big box set watcher. I'm going to do the same thing, Rob. I want to go back and watch that again.
Because there's so much. You know,
I think a lot of people
I forgot about
sales
that.
are going to spike of that box set.
I
It's gonna be
normally
great.
end with a funny tape, but not today. Just safe home, James Gandolfini. Thank you for everything. That's your audio vault, man.
Thank you very much, Rob, and good tribute to James Gandolfini. That's it. We got to get out of here, everybody. Our show today was brought to you by Score Big. Hey, get great tickets to baseball games. You can also go to concerts, family events. NFL tickets are available now. An exclusive offer for TMOS listeners. Go to scorebig.com, click on the radio button, enter our code TMOS, and they will take an additional $15 off your first purchase. Great seats below box office and $15 off with TMOS's code scorebig.com, the smart way to have fun. Great tributes to Tony Soprano.
Thank you.
James Gandolfini today. We'll be back with another one tomorrow. Thank you all for listening. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.